गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So here we are. Today we are starting a new text called Swarupanusandhana Ashtakam. Swarupa is your essential nature. Anusandhana means investigation. Ashtakam means 8 verses. So that is the breakup of the name. And this is supposed to be, it is said that it is composed by Adi Shankaracharya. Some other people say that it is composed by some other Shankaracharya, but it is by Shankaracharya. We don't know who it is. Did you find out from whom is it? It is Adi Shankaracharya?
No, I don't think so.
No. So maybe it is Paramacharya, maybe there is some other Shankaracharya from the who has composed it together, but a very, very beautiful composition to bring, to ascertain that we are that essential reality. Yesterday, last 3 days, we saw that Maya takes us away from the reality that we are by her hypnosis, by her delusion and illusion. That is the hypnosis. And here we have to keep remembering to, if we pray to her, she will deliver to where we are going to go today. And the first verse says, Tapo yajna danadi vishuddha buddhihi. You can repeat. Tapo yajna danadi vishuddha buddhihi virakto nrupade pade tuchha buddhya virakto nrupade pade tuchha buddhya parityajya sarvam yadapnoti tattvam parityajya sarvam yadapnoti tattvam param brahma nityam tadevahamasmi param brahma tat nityam tadevahamasmi. Together. Tapo yajna danadi vishuddha buddhihi virakto nrupade pade tuchha buddhya parityajya sarvam yadapnoti tattvam param brahma nityam tadevahamasmi param brahma nityam tadevahamasmi. I am that Brahman, param brahma nityam tad eva aham asmi. I am always alone that. I am alone that. Tad is that. Eva is alone. Aham asmi is I am. I am alone that. What is that? Param Brahma Nityam. I am that eternal Parabrahma. And that is my true nature. There is no deviation from it. This has to be again and again banged onto our intellect. That's the only way. And that is why great masters put across these compositions so as to remind themselves. I am that Parabrahma, Paramatma or Brahman whom a person attains having developed a sense of detachment from the worldly pleasures, which is a result of the dispassionate attitude towards royal pleasures and one's position in society. Dispassion is a consequent product of purified intellect as a result of practicing austerities such as penance, sacrifice, charity, and so on. So, first line says, Tapo yajna danadi bhi shuddha buddhi virakto nripade pade tuchha buddhya. Tuchha buddhya. What is tuchha buddhi? Tuchha is low, bad, not worth. That buddhi, even if it is having the status of the king and all the pleasures of a king, it is worth discarding. That is what they are saying. And how do you discard it? You do it through tapa, yajna, dan, etc. And what will that bring about? It will bring about shuddha buddhi. And that shuddha buddhi will result in, that shuddha buddhi results in virakti. Virakti means dispassion, detachment. So dispassion and detachment doesn't mean that you run away from the world. Only through purification of the mind, an inner environment is created which is not interested in the outside world. In yoga abhyas it is told pratyahar. Pratyahar is a state where your eyes, senses are open, mind is also there, but the mind is not interested to go out of your senses into the world. And because it is not interested to go out of the world, nothing can come in because he is not interested. That is the attitude of the mind. So here, what is tapa? We can do many different tapas. Buddha did one tapas, we talked about it. Didn't eat, didn't drink, became famished completely. But what is the ultimate tapas? People think agre vanni prishte bhanu, sitting in the middle of the 4 fires and one sun, and 8 hours a day you are doing tapasya. I have come across one Khopoli Baba, now he's passed away. For 9 years he meditated by sitting in water in Khopoli, just before Lonavala, outside Bombay. And all his fingers and toes were eaten by the fishes. So there are only rounds, nothing left, because the skin becomes soft and the fish used to come and eat it. Khopoli Baba. But lot of siddhis. So is that the tapasya we are talking about? Is it the tapasya of now Navratri is coming, not eating every day and only living on water and milk? Is that the tapasya we are asking? Here it is being told. What is the ultimate tapasya? Think. What is the tapasya of the Lord? Think, what is the tapasya of the Lord? The Lord is also doing tapasya. You are also doing tapasya. What is Lord's tapasya?
Staying as it is.
Staying as it is? No. Lord's water can stay as it is. Lord cannot. Lord's tapasya is to express as the multitude. Through his Shakti, his job is, his tapasya is, I am one, I want to experience myself, so he becomes many. And what is the individual's tapasya? I am individual and I want to be the infinite one. I want to be the total one. I want to merge into the infinite. That is our tapasya. Now in that process, because we are taking here Shankaracharya's composition, so what will be the tapasya that will bring us to that consummation? Will yoga help? Will pranayam help? Will pratyahara help? Yeah, they may help. But eventually what you have to do? Where is that last point? If you do yoga with ahankar, nothing is going to happen. If you do pranayam with ahankar, nothing is going to happen. Because whatever these exercises you do, individuality is always maintained. Ego is always, I am doing it. I have to do the yoga. I have to do the pranayam. I have to do the kumbhak. I have to do the dharana. I have to do the dhyan. And many people wonder why they are not moving ahead, because they are not clear of the goal. They only get caught up in that process. So ultimate tapasya, as our Swamiji says, is freedom from I, not freedom of I. Freedom of I will lead you to samadhi abhyas, to samadhi. You can go into nirvikalpa samadhi, this is freedom from I. You go into sleep, it is freedom from I. You go into coma, it is freedom from I. Conscious freedom, consciously being free of I is samadhi. But we don't, when you come out of samadhi, the I is still there. So you have not really become free from I. It is a temporary cessation of the ahankar. So here the true tapasya will be to be free from the I. Then yajna, what will be the yajna? Now, yajna we understand what? What do you call? The one who does sandhya every morning and invokes the, what do you call यार उसका, मॉर्निंग में जो संध्या के समय करते हैं ना, अग्नि को प्रज्वलित करते हैं, उसको क्या बोलते हैं?
हवन
ना, हाँ वो हवन, क्या उसको क्या बोलते हैं? There is a word for it when you do the sandhya vandanam and all that. So they do that yajna, huh? Then there is Chandi yajna, there is Devi yajna, there is Homam, all that is yajna. All that is yajna. What is required in that when you do all those type of yajnas? You have to be very careful which hand you are using, if you are chanting the words correctly. So many tidbits are there, so many logistic is there. If one thing is missing, immediately papam. Again you have to purify yourself, again you have to start. If by mistake you take the ahuti and instead of offering it like this is how you offer, if you throw like this, gone. There is a problem. Again you have to do it. Every mantra you have to be alert so that you don't pronounce it wrongly. And knowing us, will always do something or the wrong. Therefore, at the end, kayana vacha manasendriya. So that's one yajna. Another yajna is japa yajna. So your work in life is also yajna. That is to maintain your life, to survive in this world. When you have done that enough and you are matured out of it, you have done it correctly, you come to, or you get interested in doing the ahuti one, the invoking the fire, and you get interested in all that. When that is done properly, you get matured into japa yajna. Japa yajna is not at the body level. Japa yajna is only at the lip level and the mind level. For the havan that you are doing outside, your body is, as long as your body identified, that type of havan is okay, because you want to be disciplined, you want to be involve yourself in such activity that it does not take you out into the world. Instead, you are focusing your mind. So what is karma done for? To purify your mind. That is what is written here, Shuddha Buddhi. This is what it is resulting in. So yajna, that was. Then japa yajna. Japa yajna again. Japa yajna involves Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para, which correspond to Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. And as we purify, again purification. So with the loud chanting of the mantra, the Jagrat Avastha is getting purified. With the soft chanting or lip chanting or the throat chanting of the mantra, the dream state is getting purified. And when it gets completely purified, the intermediate state between no japa is, between the throat japa and the no japa is the ajapa japa sthiti, which is, it becomes so purified, your mind is so absorbed in the mantra that in your mind the japa is going on involuntarily. And there you catch the beginning of the mantra or the end of the mantra because you are alert. And one more thing happens when you are watching that the ajapa jap sthiti is going on, that I am not doing the mantra, then who is doing it? Don't get into that. You know your mind is doing it. But the point there is, I am the one who is watching that the mantra is going on. Then the question automatically arises, who is this one who is watching that the mantra is going on in the mind? Sometimes you will miss, sometimes you slowly thinking like this, the japa will slow down, or if it doesn't slow down, you look at, or you become attentive of the beginning of the mantra or the conclusion of the mantra, and you will fall back into yourself. And in this way, Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, you go into conscious silence. So it is not that you are going into silence, you are going into nothingness, like we talked about in Maya Panchakam also, we talked the same thing. You are going into silence with full consciousness. Otherwise, you will fall. The moment mind becomes quiet, as a result of quietening of japa, you can fall into sleep. So, continuous practice of remaining alert when the last mantra in your mind subsides. Not going to sleep, not going to laya, allowing the mind to go into laya. And this way, yajna. Now, that was japa yajna, by taking the mantra. But there is one more yajna. This was at the mind level. What about intellect? What is the intellect yajna at the intellect level? This is intellect yajna going on right now. That my intellect is continuously discriminating between the real and the imaginary, between the changing and the changeless. This is the yajna. Why it is? ये हर बार हो रहा है, चार्ज तो हो रहा है, अब होगा. That it is continuously what I was saying? नहीं, कहाँ पे था मैं? हाँ, intellect. At the level of intellect, this is how we keep it purified. And what is the sadhana at the level of the intellect? Not the japa. It is the contemplation. It is the nididhyasana. Continuous ascertainment of what is permanent and what is impermanent. What is finite and what is infinite. Find out if your attention is in the outside world, find out what is infinite and what is finite. Every object in the world is finite, space is infinite. But then space also becomes finite. Have you ever experienced space as finite? See, you have to think out of the box. So, in waking plane, you have one space. In dream also, you have one space. So, is the space in the waking same as the waking space in the dream, or it's a different space? Think. Think. So in this way, we are not. I will not go into that sadhana where the bhutakash is a part and parcel of chittakash, and chittakash is part and parcel of chidakash. That is one sadhana. That the outside space which is containing the whole universe is only a thought in your mind, isn't it? Because you have a thought called space, that's why the outside space is appearing for you. Otherwise it will not. Name and form has to go together. And the mental space is only there because of the conscious space. And that conscious space is called Chit Akash, conscious space. This is how, through space, we can come back to our essential nature. So here, yajna, so at the intellect level, contemplation is the yajna that you are doing. And here we are doing loud yajna through satsang, through pravachan, etc. It can be done through shravanam. But remember, shravanam must lead, if it is done correctly, then you don't need to do mananam and nididhyasanam. Because normally what do we do as Shravanam? Right now you are doing Shravanam, right? You are all listening. How you are listening? How are you listening? Pratik? How are you listening? I didn't listen to you, Swamiji.
With concentration.
No. Huh?
Through our ears.
Through our ears. That is the correct answer, not through concentration. The listening is taking place through our ears. Now, what is your attitude behind while you are listening? Is it that I am listening and either it could be, yeah, I heard this before. Or either would be, oh, that was interesting, Bhutakash, Chittakash, I should think about it afterwards, when in my free time. Or it could be, yeah, this is given in all this is what the Upanishads also say, this is what Bhagavad Gita also says, so interesting. Sometimes we listen, and our attention from beginning itself, we have decided that in this class I am going to go away with one learning, and we are interested, disinterested, interested, disinterested in the class, and suddenly at the end of the class, suddenly something clicks that this is what I heard and that is my takeaway from here in this class. Shravanam. But true Shravanam, which, so that the further steps don't take place. We are lazy, we don't want to do too much work. So why not do the work in the first place correctly, so that we don't go into mananam and nididhyasanam? Tell me, I am asking you, how do you listen so that you don't have to reflect and contemplate? Boss.
Shraddha.
No.
Attentively.
I'll give you one more data. If I give you that data, then you think about it. How does knowledge take place within you? Is it through the words of the teacher? Is it because of the thought appearing in your mind? I'm asking you a question. So, the words of the teacher falling on your eardrum invoke a thought in your mind. And sometimes those thoughts can come without a teacher also when you are on your own. So, knowledge, how does knowledge take place? Good.
Contemplation.
Okay. So, do we conclude that thinking is equal to knowledge? Is thinking equal to knowledge? If thinking is equal to knowledge, then I'll keep studying scriptures after scriptures after scriptures after scriptures. Yesterday Maya said, all this is illusion. You have to give it up. Then Then how do I listen? How does knowledge take place? Even understanding. Why does understanding take place for some people in one satsang and some people don't understand anything and some people walk out of the satsang? Many places it happens. So the speech is the same. Everyone has the ears. Everyone has a mind. So where is the error? Why some are understanding and some are not understanding the teacher? Why?
Intellect. Uttam student who understands quickly.
But why does he understand quickly? In the one,
Already a stage set in the mind.
what is that
Empty
stage?
mind.
What is that stage?
Empty mind.
Knowing.
complete at-one-ment with the teacher. Complete surrender to the Lord or the teacher. If you are listening to the Lord, then surrender to the Lord. If you are listening to the teacher, complete surrender to the teacher. Having no doubt that what the teacher is selling is important and it is worthy of gaining. And when you are in tune, now see what happens when you are in tune. When you are in tune, what happens? You become single-pointed. But single-pointed about what? If I am single-pointed about the words that are coming out of the mouth of the teacher, but the words are coming one after the other, they are temporary, they are finite, they are not infinite. How from finite words I am going to get infinite knowledge? You understand? So where is the error again? I am teasing you. You're getting it? Because words are, they're like machine gun fire. They're just coming out. You are also listening only one word, then there is gap, then one word, then there is gap, then one word, then there is gap. So how can finite words give you infinite knowledge? One correction we have to make when we are listening. That is called true Shravanam, which will avoid future steps. And that is this teacher who is essentially Parabrahma Paramatma, who is consciousness. He uses the tool of the words to communicate the knowledge that he is through words. The student listens to the words that are falling on his ears and appearing as thoughts in the mind, but he does not get lost in the words that are coming. His attention is on the consciousness that he is. What is that power which is making the student? What is that power which is making the ears listen? What is that power which is making the mind think? The teacher is coming through that power and automatically the words come out on any topic. Because he knows, he doesn't know anything, only he knows. So you have done your studies, everything, but now whatever comes, comes. What is the student doing? He is hanging on to the words. No, he must hang on to that power because of which the teacher is speaking. If teacher is speaking because he is alive, he is conscious, I am also conscious, and his words are appearing as thoughts in my mind. So his consciousness and my consciousness. So consciousness becomes the platform, like on the road on which the words of the teacher come, and the same consciousness is the platform on which the student is listening. When the consciousness meets consciousness, knowledge happens. You're getting? When this happens, there and then, story over. Whatever topic, not necessarily adhyatma, any topic, this is the way to gain knowledge. And when it is on adhyatma, it is even better. So, Shravanam, when done correctly, when Shravana has to be done, it has to be done in this manner. If it is not done in this manner, then do Mananam. Where am I making the error? Where am I making the mistake? What correction I need to bring about within my approach? Now you have heard it. Now you have heard what is the correct way of listening. Knowledge comes about only when consciousness meets consciousness. When our attention is on the thoughts, when our attention is on the words, then our attention is not on the consciousness. See?
Swamiji,
Bolo.
one question. You mentioned about having the same platform or
That platform you have not created, it's already there.
So how?
We are just tapping into it.
So is there any? I mean, are there any ideas how we can get to that level of being able to tap that completely?
But attention,
Okay.
only attentiveness. That's the only tool we have at the intellect level. Either it is thinking of the platform or it is thinking of the finite words or finite thoughts. Where is your attention? So you have to develop that knack within yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So build that knack. So this is the, suddenly it's going, yajna we are talking about. But that is the answer, best. Yajna, dana, paropkar, compassion, empathy, all these etc. etc. Here we are just taking these two. That is enough. And what does this bring about? Shuddha buddhi. Shuddha buddhi means what? That buddhi which is devoid of unwanted thinking. So if we are doing japa from if you are doing Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti, the worldly thoughts don't come. If you are listening to the teacher at this moment in the way I have just explained, then unwanted thoughts will not come into the mind, because you are accessing not even you become attentive of the substratum that you are, and in this way the mind becomes purified. Mind is a phenomena. Yesterday we talked about it. So this mind has got only two things, either to think or not to think. And in thinking, involvement brings about thinking. So either it is slowly thinking or it is thinking very fast. Thinking very fast is dream, thinking slowly is waking. See? So what are we doing now? In the waking, in the satsang, we are listening in such a way that our attention is on the substratum as a result, as a consequence of that. Because what if I give him attention now? He will become even more active. If I give you attention, you will also become very conscious. If I keep staring at you for some time, any one of you, that why is Swamiji looking only at me, not anyone else, and talking to me? Do I need this knowledge? Am I doing something wrong? Am I not sitting properly? Some thoughts will go on in your mind, but it will trigger something in you. So same way, when our attention is on the thoughts, it triggers more thoughts. When our attention is on the substratum, it dissolves all the thoughts. That's the principle. This is called discrimination. So put your attention in the right place. Shuddha buddhi. This brings about Shuddha buddhi. Instead of purifying, I am going to make my body flexible. I am going to make my pranayam. I am going to make my energy go around properly. Then I will be purified. If I purify my breath, then my mind will be purified. All that is true, no doubt. But it's a long process, man. Long process. You do that when you can't do what I'm just explaining to you. Then you come down. That Shuddha buddhi, in which there is no, not even an iota of objectivity, automatically becomes virakta. It automatically becomes detached to everything. Automatically becomes dispassionate towards everything. And that Vishakta buddhi and nripadehe pade tuchha buddhya, and one must not get involved in. I have given it to you from positive point of view. Here he is taking it from the passive point of view. That doing tapa, jnana, dana, etc. and to practice detachment, and even if you have the here he says, even if you have the worldly pleasures of a king, then one must develop dispassion towards everything. And here he says, develop a sense of detachment from the worldly pleasures, which is a result of the dispassionate attitude towards royal pleasures. and one's position in society. So I am a sannyasi, I am a rich person, I am so many people come to listen to me, so many people, when I give a speech, a politician for example, they get more people than for satsang. but that can become a very big ego. That I have studied all the scriptures, that can be a very big ego. That I have done sadhana, I am a favorite student of the teacher, that can become an ego. All this has to be dropped. It has to be considered as worth nothing. Tuchya buddhya. Parityajya sarvam yadapnoti tattvam. Parityajya. Give up everything. Sarvam, all. Yadapnoti, yad apnoti tattvam. And bring your attention of the apnoti. Apnoti means, how would I put it? Come to ascertain, come to own the tattvam as the self. And what is that tattvam? Param Brahma tat nityam tadevaham asmi. How beautiful. एक वर्ष है ये. So I am alone that Parabrahma Tattvam who is free from tapa, yajna, dana, etc. Who is free from a desire to purify his buddhi, who is free from detachment and dispassion, who is free from worldly pleasures. Zero value to all this. Who is only, because from tattva point of view, from water's point of view, there is no variety. There is no totality or individuality. Totality the ocean, individuality the wave. From water's point of view, both of them don't exist. From tattvam point of view, the totality and individuality does not exist. Then what exists? The Parabrahma Tattvam. That I am. Continuing. Dayalum Gurum Brahmanishtham Prashantam. Dayalum Gurum Brahmanishtham Prashantam. Samaradhya Bhaktya Vicharya Swarupam. Samaradhya Bhaktya Vicharya Swarupam. Yadapnoti tattvam nididhyasya vidwan. Yadapnoti tattvam nididhyasya vidwan. Param Brahma nityam tadevahamasmi. Param Brahma nityam tadevahamasmi. Together. Dayalum Gurum Brahmanishtham Prashantam. Samaradhya Bhaktya Vicharya Swarupam. Yadapnoti tattvam nididhyasya vidwan. Param Brahma nityam tadevahamasmi. Param Brahma nityam tadevahamasmi. You can get the text on the happy time I put it. I am that Brahman whom a person reaches as a result of deep intellectual inquiry and unhindered contemplation of oneself. A person attains steadily this state after worshipping and being initiated by a noble preceptor who is merciful, ever reflecting and rejoicing in the Supreme Self. So, again, Aham asmi eva tad. Tadeva aham asmi. I am alone that what? Param Brahma nityam. That Param, that the one beyond everything. Brahma, that which is pervading everything. Nityam, that is eternal. And how do I come to be that? By approaching a guru. Which guru? Dayalum Gurum Brahmanishtham Prashantam. Gurus are different types. How will you decide which guru? This was my problem when I was studying, when I was doing my sadhana. How do I decide who is my guru? By that time, and this question was continuously coming, by that time almost 10, 12 gurus have initiated me. Buddhist, Taoist, Zen, ISKCON, mantra also I took. Because I was searching for some place where I get consumed completely. So I didn't know where else to go. So everywhere I used to go, they used to catch me, they used to initiate me. And I, okay, initiate me. That helped me grow whichever way. कुछ मंत्र बुद्धिस्ट में zen में Tao में they used to give some mantra. I used to chant that, something used to happen. After that, that mantra used to go away. Okay? So the question always remained, then who is my true teacher? How do I find someone who is capable, qualified? How do I come to ascertain that this guru is the correct guru? And eventually, many days, I kept writing in response to this in my notebook. Ki, I should do this, I should do that, I should. Eventually, I got tired and I said, the only way the right teacher is going to come into my life is by the Lord's grace. Only by His grace. And I'm not going to be foolish enough to accept anyone. I will go. Teacher has to select the student. Student cannot select the teacher. But at the same time, just as the teacher assesses the student also must check the past, the future, what he is, how he is living, how is he conducting himself in his daily life. Is he speaking, is he living up to his word? Is he doing what he's talking? Or and in the end, coming to a Guru Maharaj, even if you have faith that I know it will come in, the right teacher will come into my life, always the right teacher comes into your life. And he will teach you whatever is required to be learned by you, and then he'll go away. And if he's not going away, you have not finished learning. That's it. So, what is my attitude towards all those teachers who came in my life? So many of them, that Lord sent them. That time I was searching. But now, from the day I decided that I am not going to search anymore, I am only going to take the name of the Lord and let Lord decide where I am going to go and study, who is going to be my teacher, how that teacher is going to come into my life, everything. And the perfect teacher came into my life. I couldn't have chosen better by myself. Circumstances happened in such a way that cut, everything happened. And I'm not going to say that from the first go, I decided that he is my teacher. No, I had doubts. Because you are thinking from the worldly way. And after some time, after listening, after interacting, slowly, and you have to maintain the faith inside you that here I am. I don't know if he's my Guru Maharaj or not, but he was an Acharya when I was studying under him. And who is an Acharya or who is a Guru? Acharya teaches you scriptures. Who is a Guru? He teaches you to learn, as our Swamiji says, from everything. From a leaf dropping from a tree should give you some lesson. So every experience in your daily life must bring you back to your original self. Then the Guru outside has transformed into the Guru Tattva. And that is Sadguru. When you are continuously learning from everything. Meaning, learning does not mean, when was Ramayana written? All that is okay. But your attention is falling I'm looking at you, my attention must come back to the conscious self, consciousness that I am. When I look at you, consciousness must come back to where I am. If my attention while speaking right now, it was on you, then it goes back to my word, the words that are coming out. From where are these words coming from? Immediately the attention goes back to the consciousness that I am. And in this way, make everything an excuse to come back to the consciousness that you are or I am is the same consciousness. And here, then it is a true guru who has come into your life. Then you come across many types of gurus. Some are acharyas. Acharya means the one who teaches you scriptures. There are other teachers who fall into the Siddha Marg. Those teachers, they do not teach you scriptures. They put you into situations so that you learn your lesson. You learn the principle on which the principle of truth. So they don't teach you. They'll tell you, go do this, go do that, go do this. They'll make you slog, they'll make you sweat till your ego completely doesn't get crushed. That's the Siddha Marg. Siddha Marg, the Navnath Marg. And yet, there are other teachers who are, many realized masters are there. You have all heard or read or come across. And everyone is not able to teach. My grandfather, he initiated me into Kundalini Abhyas. But when I used to ask him to explain, he couldn't explain. He has the experience. He will go into meditation before the 3 ohms are over. But you ask him to explain, he will not explain, or he did not want to explain. I don't know. He was 82 when I'm asking this question to him. So that is another type of master. But the best one is those who are, there are many masters who are very well versed in scriptures, but they are not realized. They put on a garb of realization. They behave as if they are realized, but are not realized. They can trick others, but they cannot trick themselves. Many masters are there. If you read their biographies, they have lived like that, and in the end, they become so frustrated with the whole thing that they throw away everything. They go away from their devotees. They go away from their disciples because they know that it has not clicked to them yet, in spite of all the satsangs and all the speeches that they have given and all the sadhana that they have, all the sadhana that they have done in their life. And that's the time that they get away from everything or go into silence. Okay. So that is one more type of Mahatma. And the best one, as I was telling you, is Shrotriya. Shrotriya means the one who is well versed in the scriptures. Scriptures give you the language to explain what is going on within you. See, when I was studying, when I was doing my sadhana, all experiences but no understanding. You come to the scriptures, you listen to the scriptures from the teacher. Arey yaar, ye sab to hua tha. Now you got the words. Before I wanted to explain to someone, I had no words. See, Shrotriya is the one who is well versed, initiated into the scriptures, who knows the scriptures, and he who knows how to teach the scriptures also. That is Shrotriya. Brahmanist is, apart from teaching, he is also established in the truth, in the Brahman. And such is a very rare creed or variety. Very rare such masters are, who are established in the self also and who are teaching conducting satsang on a daily basis. Around Maharishi was one. Whether he spoke or whether he didn't speak, but he was always communicating. His presence was enough for satsang to happen. See? So, where is the best place to go for us to study and to be initiated? Go to a Shrotriya Brahmanishta Purusha. No, but I have not found. No, you keep searching. Pray to the Lord that He brings the right teacher into your life who does not allow you to get stuck anywhere. So, Dayalum Gurum Brahmanishtham Prashantam. And he is Prashanta. He is not the angry type. Yesterday where were we? Today, in the lunchtime, we were at someone's place, and there the topic, that Akkalkot Maharaj, he was an angry Swami. One day, after studying in ashram, I was on 3 months pilgrimage around the country. And after meeting Sai Baba and Ganpati Satchidanand Swami and South India, I reached Tiruvannamalai, first time in my life. Because we had studied some texts from Ramana Maharishi, and so few of our brahmacharis, we went to the top of the Arunachala, and there one Mahatma was sitting. I can't remember. Narayan Swami, correct. His name was Narayan Swami. And we reached, it was hot. We started late, but by the time we reached, it was 10:30. And the moment we thought, oh, Mahatma sitting here, just one tarpaulin, two tarpaulin, and he's sitting inside in Padmasana. And stones started coming. Khatak, khatak, khatak. Bago. He only allows half an hour anyone to come and meet him. If you come before 10 o'clock or after 10:30, only stones you will get. See? So, and he is maintaining his peace. Uski bhi story kisi din bataunga. What his story was, why he got up there. 7 years he sat there without food, he used to drink. His self-proclaimed disciples, they started bringing him milk and water with herbs from the mountain itself, and he used to subsist on that. But he didn't want to get up even to go to loo, so he will only take only that much, so that his body is maintained, that's all. And he will not open his Padmasana. 7 years. The tapasya. So, Prashantam. Prashantam means what? Brahman, he who is Brahmanishta, Nishtha means abiding in Brahman, he has to be Prashant. Prashant means what? Absolute Shanti. What is this absolute Shanti? This absolute Shanti, Prashanti, is not against silence and it is not against noise. It is beyond both. Our Satya Sai Baba has, today we talked, Satya Sai Baba has Prashanti, where he used to meet people, Prashanti Nilayam, his place of abode. Prashanti Nilayam. The house of Prashanti. So we are always, either I am dukhi, and if I am sukhi, I am happy. If I am shanti, ashanti. I don't know if you have got the book here of Swamiji. There is a very thin Hindi booklet, is size ka, and it's called Shanti, Ashanti, Prashanti. Check in the stock if it is there. Read it, very interesting. So that Shanti which is beyond Shanti and Ashanti is Prashanti. Meaning your disposition of your mind which is not getting affected by Shanti or Ashanti outside or inside. Because mind can be sometimes agitated, sometimes not agitated. If Mahatmas also become hungry, hunger is agitation. So Prashanta, Dayalum Gurum Brahmanishtham Prashantam. And the Guru has to be Dayalu, he has to be compassionate, he has to be ready to accept the student and slowly, slowly help him to reach the ultimate goal. Yadapnoti tattvam nididhyasya vidwan. A person attains steadily this state after worshipping and being initiated by a noble preceptor. Yadapnoti tattvam. You gain that tattva, nididhyasa vidwan. And when you contemplate on the words, on the directions that Brahmanistha Prashanta Guru has given to you. And in this way, one comes to, just like the tree gives us fruits, similarly, a Brahmanistha Guru is always imparting the Brahma Gyan. It cannot be anything else. A mother, whatever, if she is scolding also or not scolding, she is always having love towards her children, isn't it? Unspoken. You don't have to question that. Exactly. Even more so, the scriptures, they are equal to thousands and millions of mothers put together, because they come into our life to help us come back to our own essential nature. Even more compassionate than that is a Brahmanistha Purusha, whose mere presence, whose mere kataksha, whose mere touch, sometimes, if the student is ready, is enough to transport him to his essential nature. So, in your heart, in your mind, always maintain this attitude that, oh Lord, do whatever sadhana you're doing, but always, oh Lord, let a Brahmanistha Purush come into my life to guide me in my journey to the self. Always. It's an unspoken dialogue that you have with the Lord. That Lord then appears as that Brahmanistha Purush in our life. Continuing, Yadananda Rupam Prakashaswarupam. Yadananda Rupam Prakashaswarupam. Nirasta Prapancham Parichedahinam. Nirastat Prapancham Parichedahinam. Aham Brahma Vrityeka Gamyam Turiyam. Aham Brahma Vrityeka Gamyam Turiyam. Param Brahma Nityam Tadevahamasmi. Param Brahma Nityam Tadevahamasmi. Together. Yadananda Rupam Prakashaswarupam. Nirasta Prapancham Parichedahinam. Aham Brahma Vrityeka Gamyam Turiyam. Param Brahma Nityam Tadevahamasmi. Param Brahma Nityam Tadevahamasmi. We'll look at what does it say? The one that is blissful, luminous, beyond the worldly nature, indivisible, and known only through the reflective statements such as I am the Supreme Self, Aham Brahmasmi, which is the supreme stage above all and eternal. That Brahman is Brahman and I am that. So now we have talked about the teacher, we have talked about that all the sadhana, tapasya, dan, yajna, all physicality has to be given up. All emotionality has to be given up. Now what is to be done? Go to a teacher. The teacher instructs you. After that, what does he instruct you? That Tattvamasi. Then what you have to do? Yadananda Rupam Prakasha Swarupam. Then what is that instruction? This Atma that you are, this when the teacher says Tattvamasi, you are that. Who is that you? And what is that? It is Ananda Rupam. It is Prakasha Swarupam, meaning all knowledge. It is unadulterated bliss. It is all knowledge. And nirasta prapancham, it is beyond the changing world. See, nirasta prapancham, parichhedahinam, and indivisible. It cannot be broken into pieces. It cannot be reduced. It cannot be broken up. That is that Brahman. That is that you. Aham Brahma Vritti Eka Gamyam Turiyam. So Aham, I, Brahma Vritti, the thought of Brahman continuously going on. And what is that thought? Eka Gamyam Turiyam. Eka Gamyam, that your mind is continuously thinking single-pointedly only on one theme, one species of thoughts. And what is that? Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, not mechanically. It is not that Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. No, it is not like that. See, yesterday, somewhere in the talk, in last 3 days, I said, Ramana Maharishi's Who Am I? Koham. This Koham, someone did not tell him or ask him, hey, you have to contemplate on Koham. Who am I? We are doing that. We read the book of Ramana Maharishi and say, who am I? Oh, I think I should also contemplate on who am I. That is pathetic. You focus on your purification. As if you don't know who you are. You just don't know which one you are. That is where our problem is. I am the husband, I am the brother, I am the son, I am the father, I am the body, I am the breath, I am the mind, I am the intellect, I am the waker, I am the dreamer, I am the sleeper, I am the meditator. Which one am I? So usually I get lost in any one of these without coming to the conclusion that one alone is expressing as all. And that one I am always missing. I always bypass that one. Just whenever I take a role as a brother, as a son, as a father, I bypass the man. I forget the man. I'm only caught up in the virtual, the roles. So similarly, whenever everything that is happening, either I get lost in the seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, thinker, waker, dreamer, sleeper, meditator, I'm missing the original. I'm getting caught up in something or the other. And none of them is complete. If you come back, that is complete. Man is always complete. Husband is always complaining. Wife is always demanding. Children are always crying. See? Aham Brahma Vritti Eka Gamyam Turiyam. Turiya is that transcendental state. Turiya is that all-consuming state. And how do you get there? Only by having a single pointed thought. How do you get that single pointed thought? Single pointedness means what? When you are thinking of one species of thought to the exclusion of everything else. That is single pointedness. Our mind has 5 different conditions. One is This comes in Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. One is Moodha Mana. Second is Kshipta Mana. Third is Vikshipta Mana. Fourth is Ekagra Mana. And the fifth is Niruddha Mana. These are the only 5 conditions of mind. There is no other condition. Now, out of this, only Ekagra Mana is conducive for your consummation. Because Moodha Mana, dull mind, is not conducive. Kshipta Mana, irritated, disgusted, all that type of agitated mind is Kshipta Mana, not conducive. Vikshipta Mana is all our mind, distracted. Swami ji, 1 घंटा हो गया, distract हो गया. We have come straight from work, we have to go and eat also, distract हो गया. So this is Vikshipta Mana. This is also not conducive to the truth. Niruddha Mana, no mind also is not conducive to the truth. Only Ekagra Chitta Mana. So here it is told, Aham Brahma Vritti Ekagamyam. Ekagamyam is this Ekagra Chitta. One thought of Aham, here it is written, I am the Supreme Self. Aham Brahmasmi. And it is not that you are repeating again and again, and this thought must come as a result of purification. This thought must come as a result of discrimination. This thought of that Aham Brahmasmi should not come by reading a book. Who am I thought must come as a result of when you are not interested in the world, your mind has dived back within. I am not the world, I am not the body, I am not the breath, mind, intellect. Now who am I? Then automatically this question will come up. Because I know I am still there. I have deleted everything, but I am still there. Then who am I? If I am not all these. But we are attached to every damn thing in this world and we ask the question, who am I? You will get thoroughly confused. It's not going to take you anywhere. So here the teacher is telling the student, Aham Brahma Vritti Eka Gamyam Turiyam. And he told that Yadananda Rupam Prakasha Swarupam Nirasta Prapancham Parichedahinam. And the student has come to follow that and he has come to this conclusion, Aham Brahma Vritti Eka Gamyam Turiyam. That he is contemplating on that and it takes him to the Turiya Tattva. And what is that Turiya Tattva? Param Brahma Nityam Tadevaham Asmi. I am that Parabrahma Tattva. Conclusion. After that, any chanting required? No. After that, any remembering required? No. After that, any single pointedness required? No. And yet, Mahatmas continue because the moment that focus, that concentration, once that abidance happens, after that, the world is still there. So you will not forget. You will not forget that you are the Parabrahma Paramatma. But the data is still coming. So you have to keep reminding. That's why we keep taking satsangs. That's why the Mahatmas keep chanting japa, doing japa. So in this manner, Yadananda Rupam Prakashaswarupam Nirasta Prapancham Parichedahinam Aham Brahma Vrityeka Gamyam Turiyam Param Brahma Nityam Tadevahamasmi Param Brahma Nityam Tadevahamasmi. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.